It's the start of December and winter has hit Scotland. The Highlands are resplendent in their full frosted finery. What's better than a day in the Highlands? A day in the Highlands when someone else is paying for it. I had a day's work at a place called Achnashellach. Don't worry, I've never heard of it either. But if I was lucky, there'd be plenty of time for exploring on the drive back home. The road to site took me through Inverness in the dark. Then it took me through lots of windy roads in the dark before heading up a forest track, again in the dark. Not exactly fascinating television, but when I got to site the sky was beautifully clear, so I thought I would try something I've never done before. I mean, how hard can it be to take photographs of the stars? Well, this was the first attempt and then the second attempt, but by the third attempt I'd kinda got it. This was amazing. You couldn't see this many stars with the naked eye. Who can spot the constellations? I recognised the Big Dipper and Orion, but that's about the limit of my astronomical knowledge. I'd driven off-road for quite a while up this forest track to get to where the GPS said the site was, so in the morning when daylight came I thought I'd go and see exactly where I parked, and it turned out it was right on the edge of quite a big precipice. If I'd known this I might not have parked here. That is quite a long way down. It doesn't look it in this photo, but after a very long and quite tiring drive, a couple of hours spent taking photographs when I should have been sleeping, and a long time wishing that it wasn't quite as cold, it was time to get up and do some work. And what highly technical job am I here to do today? Well, I'm here to watch these trees get cut down. Yeah, that's it. So we've done some late night off-road driving, we've done some astrophotography, we've done about half an hour's work. So let's now go for an explore. We're in a part of the Highlands that you might not have seen quite as much, because it's not Skye and it's not Inverness. We are actually not far off that dreaded North Coast 500, but we'll try to avoid that if we can. It's been a good wee trip so far. It is quite difficult to find places that aren't all over YouTube, so Achnashellach radio mast has got to be up there as somewhere that has never featured on anybody else's YouTube channel. This is very much an active forestry site, so I'll have to wait till the big forestry machine gets out the way before we can go for that explore. And as with last night, we'll also try to avoid as much of the local wildlife as we can. Hopefully we'll see some of it in daylight. That is, if he actually comes to let me out. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, he's coming up the hill now. Woohoo! Lots and lots of logs. Do you want to hear a really, really bad joke? I was told to come up here to meet the tree fellers, but there wasn't three, there was only two. Look at all those massive stacks of timber, all destined to be, I don't know, fuel or furniture or something made out of wood, obviously. It goes without saying this is an absolutely beautiful part of the world, so with the day's work done in about half an hour, it's time to go and do a bit of exploring. This is definitely going to be one of those journeys where if you stop every time you see an amazing view, you'll never actually get anywhere. So there you are. There's the next amazing view. That's looking up Loch something. I'll put a subtitle here with what that loch's called because I've got no idea. I could be organised and professional, but then I wouldn't be me. Like if I talked more slowly, it just wouldn't be me. That's a really cool little path there. Somebody's built a little boardwalk that I'm guessing goes all the way out to that house over there. We are in Glencairn, apparently, according to that sign just over there, and this is the road from Achnashellach to Glencairn. We did it from Achnashellach to Glencairn last night. Today we're doing it in the opposite direction and also in daylight, and there's a very nice wheelie bin. Lovely. So, having bypassed Achnashellach, because there's nothing there to see, we have come a little bit further down the road towards Inverness, basically. And this is another really, really pretty part of the world. It's very frosty as well. It's a bit chilly. But as you may have noticed already, the good news is we've got another drone. Because I had the insurance with WWII, basically it crashed into the water on the Tuesday, and basically 3 or 4 days later a replacement arrived from WWII. Really, really cannot fault their customer service. So let's give it another wee shot. Yes, all very interesting, but at this rate I'm never going to make it home. Not that it's particularly picturesque around here, obviously. This is a harsh and unforgiving landscape at the best of times, but when it's like this, bedecked in its frosty finery, it must be even less pleasant. I was surprised to see so much wildlife last night, so many deer and rabbits and birds and stuff. It was quite interesting. They're all out there somewhere, but they all hide during the daytime so they can't get seen. They don't like publicity, they're all a bit shy. Working with the lads up there that were cutting down trees, I mean, they seem to be quite a happy bunch, but it must be a very hard life. I mean, tree felling can't be much fun at the best of times, and just now it is absolutely freezing cold and frosty and generally a bit unsuitable for human enjoyment. But they seem to be doing okay, so I guess they get paid for it. And out here there's not much in the way of other work to do, I guess. We are stopping now to go and look at something that I must have driven past 100 times when I worked up here and never actually stopped. So let's go and visit Captain Bertram Dixon, pioneer pilot, military aviation. Apparently he is up here, and I'll try not to get run over on the way over the road. That is the way to the grave that way, but on this other fence I've just seen a sign that says no access to say what now? I did not know there was one of those here. Is this going to be worth it? Probably not, but we'll soon find out. Have I mentioned that it's quite a nice day today? I'll do it again. It's quite a nice day today. Just read a thing down there, and when they say this guy was a pioneer, actually it was one of the first pilots. It was a pilot's licence in France was like number 70, and he was the first British serviceman to get his pilot's licence. I'm hoping his grave is up here somewhere. Oh wow! Did you see those? Did you see all the deer? I've just upset the deer. Oh, that is so cool. That one is standing looking at me, and it's got great big horns. Hello. Oh wow! I wish I had. I'm going to do the. I wish I had a better camera with me. Look at that. That is quite a magnificent beast. And I think I might have accidentally found the town's graveyard, or the village's graveyard. In fact, there's not even a village. There's nothing here. A couple of houses. Okay. Well, we are at a graveyard, if I can get the gate open. Pull, don't push. Okay, I am an idiot after all. Right, we're not going to do our places for the past episode here because it's too cold and we've got too much to see. 1886, Jesse Gillanders. Right, so Bertram's grave's in here somewhere. May very well, after all that excitement, not find it. That's somebody's wee mausoleum. What's that say there? It says B.I.G. Bignold Mausoleum, I think that says. And this is definitely a graveyard with a cracking view. What a beautiful place. I love coming out to find places like this when I'm out exploring with you guys. And I think that's old Bertram's grave there. It is indeed. This stone marks the resting place of Bertram Dixon, Captain His Majesty's Royal Regiment of Artillery. Well, that was well worth the effort, wasn't it? That's a very exciting... Yeah, it's possibly your opinion on that one may vary. This is an amazing graveyard. There's stones here that look like they might be very, very old. And there's one just down there that looks like it's comparatively recent. What a nice wee place. Any date on this one? Sorry, one more. Let's get one more date. 1836. So yeah, quite old. And there's another really nice wee view down there with a river and a valley and rowan trees and birds chirping and stuff. This place is amazing. You almost forget to look at that view over there, and something down there keeps screaming. Some bird has got a really loud sort of screech. I wonder if all the deer have now have departed. I think so, yeah, I can't see any. I should have not been talking walking up that hill, might have got a bit closer to them. I know that some of our friends in colder countries, and I'm looking at you, Canada, will be saying, -7. That's t-shirt weather, but really cold. I keep putting my hood up sort of between talking to you and warm up a little bit, take it down, talk to you for a bit, and then have to put it back up again. Right, let's continue our trip down towards Inverness without stopping every 5 minutes to look at the view. Okay, minor detour, but that's the graveyard up there with old Bertram in it, and down here there's another one. That must be some private family plot, I would guess. It's down this... I'm not sure if it's accessible or not. Let's go and see if we get shouted at and told to go away. No, it just says there, Achnashellach burial ground. That's quite a nice wee enclosure. And over there is another one. The grave of Lieutenant Colonel Murdo MacDonald, a true Highland gentleman. From, what did he die? Year 2000 he died. Bonus graveyard. Right, that's enough graveyards for today. Let's get going. I need to find somewhere that sells a coffee, because it is, have I mentioned that it's quite cold? I'll keep mentioning it's quite cold. I'll go on and on about it. The next few miles of this road winds its way between forests and lochs. It's all very pretty, but one thing that's always confused me is in one of those forests you just see a corner of a pillbox, a fortification, sticking out of the trees. I always wondered why that random pillbox is just at the side of the road. I think I might know the reason. Unfortunately, I couldn't get parked anywhere with a better view, but that is another quite large loch, and I suppose the fear was that German seaplanes could have landed on there, or German flying boats. Anyway, they could have brought troops in and landed them here and attacked from the north as opposed to invading across the English Channel. Just a guess, but I know there were fears that the invasion could come from Norway and they start off in Scotland and then work south. Good job, we never had to find out. Well, we made it a whole 3 or 4 miles before our next stop. This is apparently Rogie Falls, so let's go and have a look at some pretty waterfalls. Well, I'm assuming they're going to be pretty. They've got a big sign at the top that says Rogie Falls and their own car park, so they must be something special, you'd think. Well, I can certainly hear something that sounds a bit waterfall-like. Oh, there's a nice bridge down there. I'm going to have a look at that in a second. This is a salmon's tail. Oh wow, look at that. Yep. I told you I could hear a waterfall. That is undeniably quite a big waterfall. Woo. You get a nice view for this wee viewpoint, but you get a better view from the bridge. The only problem with that is, I'll just take you along here and show you. Have I mentioned that it is a little bit wintry today? Look at all the lovely frosticles. But unfortunately, the path down to the bridge looks like a sheet of ice, so wish me luck. This could all end badly. Yeah, that is literally like a sheet of ice. Let's take this very carefully. You will of course observe I'm wearing my exploring lumpy space princess Dr. Martens. Oh, it's not too bad actually, it's not too... I just about jinxed it by saying it's not too bad. It is actually quite bad. I shouldn't be doing this and talking to you at the same time. If anything happens, it's my own fault. Hey, made it safely onto the bridge, which is probably also very slippy and on a bit of a slope. But yeah, this is really nice. I'm guessing the bridge was just put here so you got a view that looked a little bit like that. That is something else. I do... nature at its most ferocious and unstoppable and untamable. It's just brilliant. And apparently if you're here at the right time of the year you get salmon leaping up there. That'd be something to see, eh? And over there's a little side waterfall. I wonder if that is like a fish ladder for lazy salmon that don't want to go up that. As we've travelled Scotland, and indeed lots of other places in the world, we've seen some pretty impressive natural sights, but this has got to be one of the best. This is just the most impressive waterfall I think I've ever seen. Obviously, the fact it's been raining quite a lot recently helps. Who remembers our trip to the Falls of Foyers that were also supposed to be quite impressive, but were turned off the day we went? There is a set of stairs that goes down that way. I don't think we'll bother if it's all the same to you. Nice wee forest, nice wee bridge, and absolutely stunning big waterfall. Yeah, what a great place to stop. Okay, onwards and southwards. If you go into the woods today, you'll probably be very cold. Oh, I don't remember this bit. I think with predictability I have got lost. I'll have to find a way back to the van. I thought I'd just come down a flight of stairs that I didn't remember going up. Yeah, I've gone that way and I should have gone that way. As I headed south from Rogi Falls, there were another couple of places on the route that I wanted to visit, but unfortunately time was getting on and the weather forecast was not looking brilliant. So as I arrived back in Inverness, where the sweet episode started the previous evening, I decided I was just going to head straight home. But hey, that's an excuse if anyone needed to come back up with De Niro and Bex and show you some more other sights of this truly, truly stunning part of the world.